You know it's super fly when Day Bar is opened. Hip-hop review, news, plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop, delivered raw, unpolitically correct, the fans' perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts, clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe as well as the like button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
Been good, dude. Phenomenal. Took a long weekend over the Easter break. Went to Orlando, hung out with my brother and sister. Was the girlfriend's birthday. Took her to Disney for the first time in her life. Well, not in her life, but like as an adult. We went to Epcot, bro. But it might as well been her first time, bro, because it was amazing, bro. She's like a big kid. Like we went on a ride and you just saw her like absolute pure joy. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I'm doing this. So It was good, man. We got drunk around the world, bro. I know like things that's normal, especially like in Florida soon. But bro, Disney's still only doing limited capacity entrance to the parks, bro. Yeah, phenomenal experience. Like the best experience I've ever had at a Disney park. So people don't know what Epcot is. People go to Epcot to drink around the different, stalls. It's called Drink Around the World. So we did that. Dude, normally that shit is packed. Like you're waiting in line for drinks for hours. Bro, none of that shit. It was 30% capacity. You had that whole shit to yourself. Everyone was calm. Like, bro, the experience. So I know it's going to change soon as shit gets more and more open. But if anyone listening, dude, make a fucking trip to Orlando right now because those Disney parks, you really feel like you have that entire shit to yourself. So it was definitely a vibe.
Yeah, that's dope. And I did hear about, I think in LA, Six Flags and Universal Studios are opening up. Same thing, like 15% capacity.
Bro.
And that sounds like a dream come true to me.
A dream.
I fucking hate waiting in lines to get on like 3 rides. You spent like $200 for the day and then you have to go all the way home. But you might get sick of the fucking park by the end of the day.
Maybe, bro, but at least you got your money's worth. You know what I mean? Like, so you pay, at least for Epcot, like they really fucking like stick you at Epcot, bro, because you pay $120 to enter per person, and then you still have to pay at all the different food stalls. So like, it's like $30 here, 40 there, 50 here, 20 there. It's like, by the end of the day, you're like, how much have I spent here? Like like. But it's at least it's cool that like you can hop on a ride, get off, and like it was a vibe, bro. Like there was literally like only like 25% capacity. Dude, you could even tell like when you're pulling like the parking lot, dude, all that shit was empty. I'm like, wow, this is phenomenal. Like literally the best experience. So coming off a very nice weekend for sure. How about yourself, dude? The move happened. Let the people know how that went. New setup in the back. You got the money tree behind you. Like talk to us.
Yeah, so I just moved to San Francisco with my girlfriend, now fiance. And the move itself went pretty smoothly. So I loaded up the U-Haul and drove that separately. She took my car with the cats. I had a little scared the night before when I was packing all the U-Haul shit because I bought two what they call disc locks on Amazon for the U-Haul, and that's supposed to be harder to crack than a regular
padlock.
Padlock, because it requires a drill, and like I guess the average person just doesn't, unless they really want to break into something, doesn't have like a drill to break that open on them. So I bought 2 on Amazon. Like I read the reviews, made sure like at least 1 or 2 people said that it fits the U-Haul, so I'm like, I'll be good. One of them I even think U-Haul sells, so I was like, fuck it, let's just get on Amazon instead of U-Haul just in case. And then the night before, as I'm like testing out the locks on the U-Haul, the shit's just not fitting. It's too small. And I'm like, bro, I know with my luck, like some fool's gonna stroll by, I'm not gonna have a lock and just open this shit up, take my TV, PS4, everything, just have a field day with it. So I was panicking, but I was like, fuck it, padlock is better than nothing. So I ran to Target 5 minutes before they closed. There's 1 padlock left, like a pretty good sized one. I'm like, I hope this shit works. Thankfully it fit. And then to make it like even more secure, I don't know if this did anything, I attached the 2 disc locks to the inside of the padlock to make
the padlock,
it hard to use,
just
like
to make it look like complicated.
Yeah,
like, bro, like don't even try, bro. Like,
yeah. So fortunately, nobody broke into it. The drive up to the bay was actually pretty peaceful. I was getting real used to being high up on the U-Haul. I was like, damn, I kind of want a pickup truck or something.
Yeah,
It just felt
so
nice.
Much higher.
Except for the sketchy turns when you're going fast on the freeway. Like,
oh, bro, and then you hear your shit just slightly move. You're like, yo, I just broke everything, dog. Like, what the fuck?
So
how long was that drive for you?
6 hours.
Not terrible. I mean, it's like a full day of work, kind of. Like, not terrible though.
And I didn't really stop. I went to McDonald's by my mom's house in the morning, got like a pretty decent meal, and then ate that for most of the way. The unfortunate thing is my cats fucking pissed all over themselves in the carrier, because in total, like from the drive to the move to settling in, like that was a good 8-9 hours. So they didn't have anywhere to piss, and it's not like dogs where you can just like walk them on
pull over
the side of the road. So my girlfriend spent a lot of time washing them in the shower once we moved in and everything, but fortunately everything went smoothly. Can't complain about that. Minus the fucking boxes. Like we must have thrown out 40 boxes in the past several days. Just Amazon orders.
Yeah, dude.
Shit we
Non-stop.
bought, like U-Haul, Home Depot boxes. Like that was a nightmare, and it made the place feel way smaller than we thought. But the good thing is the place actually is a lot bigger than I remembered. Like I thought the patio, the balcony would fit one person like comfortably, but like it's enough for 2 chairs and a table.
Oh, dope.
I'm right now sitting in like one of the master bedroom, which is the office. So I was just shuffling the chairs around with her, and there's enough room for like a chair and a guest bed and everything. So like it worked out a lot better than I thought. I thought we were in a shoebox.
That's fire. I mean, you told me it's a 2-2 though, right? So, I mean, I figured it has to be somewhat big.
But like it's 750 square feet or something. And when we first visited, I don't know why, but it felt a lot smaller than our old place. And I think that just like got stuck in my head, because you've never been to our last apartment, but that shit was a pretty big 3-bedroom, like 2,000 square feet or something. So coming here and seeing the place.
Right, because I was at your place. Yeah, I was the place you would like. You would be at Sarah's all the time, but that wasn't actually like your. Yeah. But is this a 2-2 that's 2 floors or 1 floor?
1 floor.
Okay.
But for us too, it's a pretty good size, and I'm just glad that we have enough space for guests if they want to stay over.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know about you, because you're like 3 times the height of the average guest. But
I'm gonna make it work. Trust me, I'm gonna make it work. And there's more reason to be joyful, because according to the news, as of June 15th, right, California should be wide open. So I was nervous about like, bro, coming out to visit you and Billy in the Bay, and then obviously we're gonna have a good time together, but us not being able to do shit. You know what I mean? Like we could only drink in the house for so long before we're like, bro, we could have just done this. I could have stayed at home and like FaceTime you and this. You know what I mean? Like, so like that's what I'm excited about, bro. Like, so obviously I know you want to be in a new city, go out and venture out and shit. So at least you won't have to be waiting, another 6 months for this shit to get better. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And it's nice to kind of have these next couple months to take it slow and have the city be not as crowded and touristy, because we're like in the heart of the city, like near the shopping area. So I heard it can get pretty touristy and loud, and we've walked around like Union Square and stuff, and it's pretty dead. So it's just nice to not be overwhelmed with all that shit, like just moving in. So excited about
but I
that.
saw you guys went out today, so like, are restaurants allowing indoor dining where you're at?
Yeah, we indoor dined today at some breakfast spot. We just walked there, had a couple drinks, and it felt super normal. I'm sure there's a capacity like 50% or something, but anywhere we've gone to, it hasn't been difficult to find a place to like sit down. and get a spot.
That's amazing, bro. Yeah, it's good that you can start a new phase of your life and not have to have the burden of like, well, I really can't go out, so let me just stay in this fucking house nonstop and do the same shit I was doing at my old place. So congrats, bro. That's fucking awesome. Can't wait to see it. I was gonna ask you though, as far as the job though, what's the update with that? Like, have you already started? Like, when's your first day?
First day's next Wednesday. Thank God I forget who I was talking to, but they said like, are you sure you want to move in and start like right away? Because I would have started on probably today.
Yeah.
And that would have only given me like three days to really relax. And I'm still pretty tired from it. So thank God I have
moving
a whole nother week.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
You have like your setup. I'm sure you have time. Like you don't have to like. I know you're gonna rush because you want to get the fucking boxes out, but like you don't have to dedicate like the limited time you have like after work to do it. Like you can just do it at your own leisure. Yeah. That's dope, bro.
Yeah. And we're pretty much unpacked completely now. We're just waiting for a couple shipments. So I'll have a solid 4 or 5 days to just do nothing but enjoy being in the city or whatever.
Amazing, dude. Congrats again. Glad the move went safe. Nothing was fucking stolen. And you gotta fucking look like is this probably gonna be your setup like moving forward as far as the podcast?
I don't know if the tree will be here. It might be shuffled around, but at the very least there'll be like a painting or something behind me.
Nice. I like it, bro. It works. So yeah, man, great job and congrats again. So let's get into it. Episode 68. We're gonna call this one Bad Fans Only. We'll get into that in a second. But kind of want to start it off with I guess somber news. It seems to getting worse. DMX, something happened to him. They said it may have been an overdose. They said he also has COVID. They have him on life support, man. Like the scenes look pretty fucking depressing right now. I know a lot of DMX fans out in White Plains, New York, are like outside, like in their motorcycles, Rough Riders, like supporting him, like sending as many prayers as possible. So, your thoughts when you got the news and like just growing up, like what role did like DMX have when with your love of hip hop?
Yeah, obviously awful news in terms of my relationship with DMX. My older brother, Michael, I think you might follow him on Instagram. He was a huge DMX fan and kind of like was the one to introduce him to me and my younger brother. And even my dad was like in love with one of his songs. Lord, Give Me a Sign, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
Like my dad loves that one. And just a lot of his catalog, that song with Faith Evans, How's It Going Down, I think.
Oh, classic, bro.
Yeah. Like all those, he's just one of those artists that even though he did have an aggressive tone, like a Tupac or something, he was very similar in a lot of ways. I feel like really emotional tracks that you could feel and super raw and rugged.
I love that
it was like song too.
But it was believable, right? That How's It Going Down song was super believable. Like, he just fucking a girl. She has a man, you know what I mean? Like it just made sense, and he made like very still like R&B-ish, but still fire. Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely one of those artists that I would consider a legend. I think everyone who's a hip hop fan would agree, at least to some degree.
Yeah.
So it sucks to see this go down. I know he's been battling with drug addiction for a while. And I think that if that's what is causing this situation, which is what I read when I first found out this stuff was going down, immediately it kind of reminded me of my brother and like that whole situation and just how difficult and long of a battle it is, because at one point he's struggling with it and then he looks good and he's on camera shooting the shit with people laughing, and then he's losing weight, gaining weight, back to the same situation. It's just crazy that it's such a repetitive fight. It's not just like, oh, you go to rehab for like 5 days and then come out
and you're good to go.
You're good. It's a lifelong battle, and it's unfortunate that any human being has to deal with that.
For sure. Dude, and we were also lucky enough to see him at Coachella. Connie brought him out to say a prayer. So that was a dope fucking experience. I think actually Kanye brought him out. I remember Murder on That Beats brought him out too for like a set. Do you remember that?
Well, that was like during the day.
During the day, yeah.
The early afternoon or some shit.
Yeah, I think it was like day 2 that DMX came out with like 2 songs. Like, yo, what the fuck? This is amazing.
I think I do remember that now.
Yeah, dude, that was phenomenal. So that was cool seeing him like recently. And then he did the versus battle like last year with Snoop Dogg. That was a fucking moment in hip hop history.
Yeah.
And then, dude, honestly, like he was so It's Dark and Hell's Hot. Dude, I think I was like 9 or 10 when the album came out. But that was really the first album I consumed. Like my first introduction to hip hop was like through Biggie and Tupac and like Puff Daddy and the Family, all that stuff. But then I went to DR and I wasn't really like around hip hop like that. But dude, when I came back, my brothers gave me like the It's Dark and Hell's Hot CD, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And then I happened to live in Yonkers at the time, so I was like, bro, I gotta rep this shit. This is about me. Like this is like, even though I'm 10 years old, I was like, yo, this is my shit. You know what I mean? So, so like, yeah, dude, like I was repping DMX from Friday. I was like heavy, bro, and dude, from It's Dark and It's Hell's Hot to like Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, to I think the next one, like X is Gonna Get, like, bro, he just had so many hits, bro. Like, it was like all you saw on MTV back in the day was DMX. Like, I vividly remember that video online now that's viral as fuck when he was like one of the headliners at Woodstock. And I was, anyone who remembers Woodstock? Woodstock is like a fucking proper rock fucking festival. And like he performed Rough Riders Anthem, and like you just see acres of people losing their fucking minds, and it's just like, yeah, dude, he was like bigger than hip hop, you know what I mean? Like this dude was probably like I know Jay-Z always ends up being bigger than most people, like longevity, class, you know, a whole bunch of different things. But bro, there was a time, bro, that DMX literally was the biggest thing in like music. Like it wasn't even just hip hop. And I think what's sad, bro, like again, no one should be you know, reprimanded or you know, conform to because of one thing in their life. But I think people lose sight of like what he was in hip hop because of like the drugs and like, you know, he went broke, and then you see him like losing his mind, and he's always getting locked up, and it's like, yo, what the fuck, you know? But again, that's just life, bro. But it sucks that like I think it slightly diminished what he was in hip hop, because bro, there really was a time, bro, that him, Rough Riders were the biggest thing out. And that's crazy because that shit felt like it came out of nowhere, and then it just took over for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, they're almost like a G Unit
before G
type
Unit,
of crew. Yeah, before G Unit. Even like Dipset. They just had like a different kind of energy. And it's weird because it kind of just went away. I don't really know the sequence of events that took place, but it like doesn't seem like there's a moment where it was just it just seems like it all of a sudden like just I didn't hear music. Yeah
100%, dude. I mean, I think it has to do a mixture with like his like drugs and legal issues. So when the head dog is like having issues, like no pun intended, like he's gonna like everything's gonna trickle down. I think Swiss Beats got just too fucking big to like limit himself to just Rough Riders, and he focused on like producing for other people and shit. And then Jadakiss also had a moment where he got fucking huge. So I just think like that kind of stuff. Like once you have like 3 main acts in Rough Riders, like not. I mean, they also had fucking Eve. Like, bro, when Eve had that hit with Gwen Stefani, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
That song was massive.
Massive, dude. So yeah, like I think like everyone just got too big too quickly. And I mean that shit happens in most groups. But, yeah, man. Again, salute to him, salute to his family, salute to everyone. Just, you know, sending good wishes to him. We'll do the same. It just sucks, man. And it also sucks because like I don't know the how the events came out, but like we got like positive news on Sunday that hey, he's off respirator, he's doing well. Yeah. And it was like almost like psych. And it's like, bro, like. You gotta
April
verify
1st
this
was a week
shit.
ago, like
you gotta verify this shit because like bro, like that was like because I remember like getting my group chat. It's like, yo, he's gonna be all right. And like, oh, never mind. It's like, hell, what the fuck?
That's always weird to me. Like,
worse.
How do they? Yeah, they said it was worse, so it hurt even more. And I'm like, how did they not verify this shit? And who's the person that like dictates when this information goes out and who can relay the information? It just seems so weird to me that you could deliver quite the opposite information to the public.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough. Again, maybe who knows? Like, I don't want to speculate, but it could have been a nurse or someone just wants to get like a fucking be the first one to tell TMZ. I'm sure she gets like a cut of or whatever the news cycle is. But yeah, hoping he pulls through. I think they're doing like I think today or tomorrow they were talking about doing like tests to make sure there's no like proper brain damage. There was one report they were like he's in a vegetative state, which is fucking terrible. So like, yeah, man, like I just hope he survived, and obviously whatever form he's in, he can eventually go back to just like, you know, being a functional human being. But again, I think everyone's hope right now is he just fucking makes out of this, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
For sure. All right, so we can move on to something like a little bit more lighthearted. Which again, if you would have told me 3 or 4 years ago we'd be talking about this girl still, I would have fucking been like, yo, I'll put all of my Bitcoins on this. But Bhad Bhabie, people remember her. I think she was on the Maury show with her mom, not the Maury, Dr. Phil, like 3 or 4 years ago. She's a Cash Me Outside girl. They remixed that song, made that a viral hit. I think she has a rap career. I don't fucking know. But clearly very popular. She launched her own, she turned 18 this past weekend, launched her OnlyFans, made $1 million in like 6 hours, and then is still raking it in ever since. So I don't have OnlyFans. I know you don't have OnlyFans. I haven't seen anything, but I mean, I don't think she's actually naked or anything. Like, they're just like very provocative pictures.
Yeah, it's probably just like now it doesn't classify as kiddie porn. That's like basically probably what this situation is. And if anything, it shows how like creepy some people are. They're just waiting for her 18th birthday to see some titties or whatever. I'm like, this is weird. Like, it's one thing, obviously, like you can think like, oh, this under 18 celebrity like is attractive to people at her age, and you know, when she's of age, you know, maybe it won't be as weird. But to just be diving into the OnlyFans like right away, like you were waiting for this moment to be legal. That's just weird.
Yeah, both sides, the creepers and her. Like, she knows exactly what the fuck she was doing. Like, it's it works both ways. But it's just crazy, man. Like, and then you think about people like, again, I'm not trying to like blow up our own spotlight. People like us, the people we've interviewed recently on the podcast, like motherfuckers with actual talent, you know what I mean? Like, who are working and like trying to do shit. And then you could just have this, and you could just, and it's just like, it's great. Like, you know, like essentially she was like embarrassing herself on a TV show, like saying wild shit to your parent. Again, she's a fucking child. Again, I've said wild shit to my mom and dad at the age of 25. You know what I mean? I get that. Yeah. But like, it's still like embarrassing, bro. And like, to her to manifest that into fucking a career, and now she's making $1 million off a couple hours of work for fucking doing slightly more provocative pictures than on Instagram, is just like, she's like getting piped down or something, bro. Like, she's just like slightly like more cleavage, more ass, like, and like it's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy what makes money. Then it's crazy there's people out there with like legit talent. Like, I don't want to come across like a fucking hater, so kudos to her for making her money. But again, you think about like, damn, there's actual people out here like working who can't catch a fucking break, and it's just like, really?
Well, I think really what it is it's like people can't pinpoint what she does. She kind of does it, like these pseudo celebrities or whatever kind of do a little bit of everything, but it's only because they have the best people in the business that like will make them listenable or viewable. Like, you know, she can get tossed in a movie next and do a decent job, but it's because she has fucking Denzel's acting coach or some shit.
I think she's been on Wild 'N Out a couple times, and because I'm sure someone like helped her with like a, you know, a like pre-written freestyle, like, hey, make sure you say exactly this. Like,
same thing. I think Atlantic Records signed her. She has a song with fucking Ty Dolla $ign. Clearly she has writers and producers and all kinds of people to make her like just sound great. So I mean, I think it's dope that like in this day and age anybody can become somebody, quote unquote, but it's also scary because everyone's so desperate. Everyone knows that and is desperate to be famous, so they'll do crazy shit and
crazy
end up
shit,
fucking
bro. Like
somebody up or themselves.
Crazy shit. You see like shit like you see like at a Walmart or like, you know, and I feel bad for people who work. Like they go to McDonald's and just like piss on the counter or, you know, just do like the wildest shit. I'm just like, bro, like no one was doing this 20, 30 years ago. Like what the fuck? Like everyone is just so eager to get famous. And I think there was something in like maybe the New York Times or Bloomberg or something about like a survey of like kids under the age of 15 and like the top 10 jobs they want to do. And number 1, 2, and 3 were all like, vlogger, influencer, esports, I think doctor or like military was like at the bottom. Like it's just, again, kudos to them because there literally is like, if you're good at that, you will make an obscene amount of money. But it's just wild how quickly that like thing is shifted. It's like what I want to do with my future.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, technically that's kind of what we're trying to do with this, but
sure. Yeah.
And it's stuff that you can kind of just be yourself and talk shit or, you know, review things or react to things and make money. But I think at least like with a channel like this or other channels, there's like a purpose and theme and everything. Whereas with her, it's kind of just like, oh, you're known for being disrespectful to your mom, and now you're just like a walking billboard, essentially. Like everyone knows who you are, and you don't really have a specific talent. You're just being pulled in different directions to capitalize on it, which is cool for her, but it's kind of scary that a 7-year-old might see this and be doing math homework and be like, fuck this shit, and just rip it up and go outside and tell everyone to catch them outside.
Catch me outside. What are you gonna do? Catch me outside. Right. But I guess that's also like the criticism that they gave the Kardashians early on, right? Like, you know, your daughter gets piped down and now you're, you know, fast forward 14, 15 years later, every single person in your family is a billionaire. So like, again, I don't want to come across as hate. It's more like, it's just like comical to me that could happen. That's all. Like, it's just comical to me. And then also like, bro, like I'm not trying to say like accuse her of anything, but bro, like some of these pictures, she doesn't even look white. Like the contour is aggressive, bro. Like they're trying to make her look so light-skinned black, like it's not even funny. But again, there's makeup out there that can do this, and that's what people are selling, and they're all becoming millionaires off that. I get that.
I don't know if you can see this, but yeah,
bro, like how is?
Well, like that's like clearly trying to be light-skinned.
Yeah, she looks like a light. She looks like a skinny version of like Black China. Like it. And then when you call again, when she was on Dr. Phil, she still had that same like aggressive ratchetness like persona. So I guess she's still being consistent. But yeah, like you can just tell since then the makeup has been darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. So it's like the white people still fuck with me, and then because I'm a hip hop and I'm a little bit darker, I can hopefully pull in that crowd of men as well, which clearly she did because like it worked. But it's just funny to me though.
Yeah, I mean we got to be real. These rappers love these like quote unquote light skinned ratchet girls because they have the flair and attitude of the hood rats, but look like the light skinned white girls or whatever that they don't typically see or get. So it's like their fucking fantasy and fetish.
Yeah, again, kudos to her. OnlyFans seems to be popping. I'm not subscribing because I'm like, yo, she's a child. You know what I mean? Like the idea of like fucking signing up to look at an 18-year-old just doesn't do it for me right now. Yeah. But kudos to her for again, if she can secure a bag, doing what she wants, you know, good for her.
Yep.
Yo, I wanted to ask you about this because we've joked about YG like consistently for the past like 3 or 4 years. I still think about with the Batman slapping Superwoman, and then she's what is how's it going?
No, Robin. That was 400.
Robin,
and then the big ass slap on Robin, and then the question marks.
Yeah.
Why did we bring that up at Coachella though?
Because he was performing a lot.
No, but like, you were like talking about like imaginary scenarios where we would just slap somebody in the crowd and yell 400 or something.
Something like that, yeah, because it's just so aggressive, right? It's just so aggressive. And he had a cool thing where he had like 6ix9ine as a snitch behind him and all that. Like it was a great thing for Nipsey as well. Like again, I'm not saying YG's not a very good artist. I just don't check for him as much. But talk about it if you can, if you know about it. I know there's been some backlash about certain videos or songs that I don't know if he's like criticized Asian culture or like made it like comical. So just let us know, because I honestly don't know that much about it.
So this actually came up several years ago. I think 2017, if I'm not mistaken. But he has a song called "Meet the Flockers." I don't know all this terminology, but I believe flocker might just be somebody who robs people.
Okay.
And in the first like fucking 15 seconds of the song, he's basically, well, the song itself is almost like 10 crack commandments, where he's giving you a guide on how to like successfily infiltrate homes and where to go and shit. First 15 seconds, he says something along the lines of target Chinese neighborhoods because they don't believe in banks, implying that they just have cash stashed, in a safe or under their bed or whatever. Like explicitly just says Chinese. And he caught flack for that several years ago. I don't think anything obviously really happened. It was just kind of
nothing was taken down back then.
No,
right?
nothing was taken down.
Yeah.
But with this whole Asian movement, Stop Asian Hate movement, this obviously came back up, and now it's being taken more seriously, especially because unfortunately a lot of the perpetrators that are attacking Asians happen to be black. So I think
it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, especially this late. Like COVID's been a thing for fucking a year or so now.
Yeah.
Like, now you're pissed off. But I don't know if it might be some like stupid initiation shit. But regardless, I believe YouTube has taken the song down, and on the streaming platforms, they omitted the word Chinese and just it like replays the word before that, so it just says find a neighborhood instead of find a Chinese neighborhood.
Damn, that's like kind of like just take it down. You know what I mean? Like just you can remove that one song from an album. Like fuck.
Yeah. But I did see a compelling argument, because I know a lot of people were upset because they think, this is an example of censorship, and if you're doing this, you should take down this song, and then before you know it, there's like 7 songs left.
It's pretty slow.
However, in YouTube's terms of service, I think it says something along the lines of like no content posted should condone or promote like hateful acts or violence against anyone based on, and then it lists like age, gender, race, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people are making the argument that, this song literally is targeting Chinese neighborhoods. So they feel like it actually endangers their lives by being on the platform.
Yeah, I can fucking see that. So, I mean, what do you think the lasting effect is going to be on YG? Like, is this is going to be like, yeah, it was fucking 4 years ago. Like, I was fucking young. I was stupid. I wouldn't fucking put this shit out now. Like, what do you think the lasting impact, if any, is going to be?
I don't think really anything. I don't think his core fan base is any of the people that are pissed off. I haven't heard like any of the Asian gangster rappers like say anything like Stupid Young or anyone else. So I feel like it'll kind of just get swept under the rug. They already took action on like trying to censor the song, and it looks like it took place pretty quickly. So
then themselves, like YG's team?
No, the labels, label and YouTube. So I think they're just like, fuck it, just it's one word out of the whole song, let's just get rid of it, and then
sure.
So I don't see this hurting him really.
Yeah, I think he also had a couple moments recently where like he was giving away shoes to the homeless. Like he was out protesting, even though he fucking filmed a video the whole time. Like, I don't know, I feel like he has enough built up like charisma and love from like especially like I said, his core fan base, that I don't think like they're gonna sway. And I feel like if you're a YG fan, like if you listen to YG music, you're a fucking core fan, right? Because I don't think a lot of people are just like throwing on a random YG song at the gym, at the club. You know what I mean? Like that's, I mean, I may be fucking crazy. Like I'm on the East Coast and in the West Coast, but like I don't really see that happening. Like I feel like YG has like a very niche, like fan group, which is still fucking big. Hence he fucking had a massive following at Coachella, and like he has his own fucking brands. Like people do like him, but I think it's still very specific to like, if you're a YG fan, you're a YG fan. It's not like you're like, fuck it, I'm done with it.
For sure. Plus, I mean, it's to be honest, and this is not to defend him, but I think when you break down the lyrics, like if you're from that life, like really what he's just saying is this group of people is easier to rob, like they have their money out, so like that's why we prefer these neighborhoods. As fucked up as that logic is, I don't think it's not like, oh, I hate them because they exist and they came from their country. It's like, if we're gonna be strategic robbers, this is our profile of the target that we should be looking at, and it just so happens to be them. I think people from the hood like might understand that a little better, as fucked up as that mentality might be.
Yeah, and it's not strategic. Hey, if we're gonna go assault old Asian women, this is how you do it, right? It is different. It is a different context for sure.
Yeah.
But I can see why that community, and like just reading the temperature of the room that is the world right now, why the backlash is there.
For sure.
And dude, right now everyone's quick to pull up your old shit. So like that's just like the nature of the beast. Everyone just putting out content so much.
Yep.
Cool. The why do you think makes sense? So kind of exciting news. Rick Ross came out with a comment or a statement saying that him and Drake have enough collab songs to put out a joint album. So your thoughts on if that would be true, if it happened, and then what are some other artists you'd be like dope to take a proper like joint album from?
I could see that. I think Ross and Drake go really well together, just as that like mafioso, classy, core hip hop vibe. I feel like when they make tracks, like if you're a real hip hop fan, it's probably your cup of tea versus, what Drake might do with say Future.
Yeah, like at least with like, yeah, for sure. Like I feel like the shit with Ross is like not even trying to be poppy, but because it's just so good, it becomes popular. But like, dude, like go back to like Stay Scheming, dude, fucking Aston Martin music. Like these motherfuckers just have like so many hits. It's like almost like every other year they have one song that just fucking takes off.
But in terms of what I like to see, and this is the first one I'm going to mention. I believe they were going to do something, and then shit went south. And I probably don't think it's going to ever happen. But Drake and Kanye collab album, I think would blow the world's mind.
Yeah,
if it did happen. Weren't they supposed to do something Wolves or some shit?
They were, bro. But I think that whole thing we saw like in the Rap Radar fucking interview that like I think Kanye just got super insecure and in his feelings, and just fucking like try to troll Drake or some shit and like just fucking mess with him. He's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Although, dude, I'm not mad because they did have that song together on the More Life playlist, and like it wasn't good. Like the song, like We're About to Glow, like that song, like I don't know, like I expected so much from that collab, and I'm like, this is what you give me. So like, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't, because sometimes like, dude, just those like massive egos, like just sometimes just don't jump. Yeah,
for sure. And then other than that, I think Drake and The Weeknd. I know they had their own little weird situation a long time ago, but I feel like they are just Canadian superstars, fit very well together. I think they could definitely do something pretty big. So I'd like to see that. But I don't know if any other collabs come to mind. I'm trying to think of just like a song where someone was featured and I was like, oh shit, I need 20 of these
more
songs.
Of this. Yeah. Dude, for me, I mean, first of all, I would love a Drake Rick Ross thing. Like if that's true, well, I'm all here for it. Even if it's only like 7 songs or something, like I'm all in. Dude, I don't know, man. Like I could fucking see like, dude, even if it's not just like 2 rappers, bro. Like honestly, like most times when these rappers just like do like with one producer, like I'm all in on that shit as well, right? Like fucking like Nas and Hit Boy, Drake and Future with fucking Metro Boomin, 21 Savage, Metro. Like I'm here for that, bro. So honestly, like I'm more down for that because I just feel like having one producer make a sound for you just seems like a classic fucking music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to like forcing 2 artists to work together. Like, yeah, we're boys and we have a couple songs together, but like, you know, we're gonna do fucking 10 songs together. Like, I can think like, dude, the Future and Juice WRLD, so disappointing. Future and Uzi Vert, disappointing. Even Metro Boomin and Big Sean, like disappointing, right? So sometimes like things are just fucking forced. You're like, dude, like, come on, no one needs this shit. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure you enjoy doing it, but like, no one really needs this, you know? So, I don't know, man. For me, I would love a fucking, like if Jay-Z and Timbaland did a whole fucking album together, fucking 9 tracks, 10 tracks, or Jay-Z and just like Timbaland and Pharrell, and it's just like going back to like his core producing group, and you two are gonna make every single beat for me. Go. And I feel like that we will get some fucking timeless shit out of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because now that I think about the old songs that I love, like, especially, I mean, Timbaland and Pharrell are my favorite producers for sure of all time. But my favorite tracks are the ones they did with Jay-Z, I feel like. And Jay-Z, for some reason, just blends so well with both of them. So
well, dude. So well, man. Yeah, for sure. And then also, I mean, that was also a time, like, thinking about it, like, once Timbaland left, like, the whole, like, Missy crew, and, like, obviously, recipe to Aaliyah, like, Wayne own thing. And then even with Pharrell, like, bro, like, Interscope Records really had a chokehold on hip-hop music, or just pop music, bro, because, like, dude, Timbaland produced all of Justin Timberlake's shit. Fucking Nelly Furtado was a thing again. And then Pharrell had fucking Gwen Stefani, also the Justin Timberlake shit. Yeah. Like, bro, it was like, if you wanted a hot song, there's only 2 people to go to. Yeah. And that's it.
And their sound was so different and like futuristic too. So like, it wasn't really like you could just go to the B-list producer and get the same sound. Like, you had to go to these 2 people.
Yeah, because the B-list were like, this is like, I feel like it was a great time in hip-hop, because we just came out of that, like, our every song has to be like poppy, and we have to have an R&B girl singing the hook. Like, it has to be that. And I was like, yo, all those songs are kind of fucking sounding the same. It's like when Timbaland came out with that shit for like Justin Timberlake, it's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? So yeah, man, that was a good time. So yeah, I think I'm more leaning towards, again, I would prefer like one artist and like one DJ who are just like perfectly in sync. Kind of like what like Boa and Angelo are trying to do, and like Drake with 40, like that shit. Like, yo, like this is my guy. This is what we're doing. He's thinking about shit before I'm even thinking of. Like, I think that's better for the listener at least. Yeah,
no, I definitely agree.
Yeah, for sure. What else do we have up here that we wanted to touch base before we did? Oh, bro, we have to bring this up. I know we're not a basketball podcast. I'm sure your brother's covering this on his podcast already. Give him a shout out, by the way. What's his new podcast called?
His new podcast. Well, he has 2 technically, but the one that you're probably referring to is called "Leave It on the Court."
Leave It on the Court. Okay.
So if you guys are interested, or if you guys are basketball fans and like deep dives into the analysis of the game and everything, check them out on YouTube as well as podcast platforms. And I'll have to get the name of his new one that he's working on. I don't think he's promoting that one as just much yet. Right now. Yep.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Paul Pierce acting a damn fool on IG Live the other day. So those who don't know, Paul Pierce is a former NBA player, won a championship in Boston, future Hall of Famer, currently working on was working on ESPN for the years. IG Live, smoking weed, strippers in the back, just like happening, right? Like, shit that me and you would, dude, I don't even think we would post that shit. You know what I mean? No. Like, I don't think that would ever happen, right? But again, shit that Types or Freddie Gibbs or like that kind of group, like, he was doing it. And essentially, yo, I think he was making close to like $3 million a year at ESPN. So I don't know what his next plan is, but bro, like, if he just wanted to like give them a fuck you, perfect, because like people were stunned when he got fired. I'm like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen, bro? Like, he's like essentially the face of a corporation. You can't have him fucking acting a fool on IG Live on Saturday night and then covering the Sunday morning basketball game. Like, what the fuck? Like, you can't.
That sounds like somebody who didn't want to put in a resignation letter and wanted it to be the most legendary way of like exiting ever.
The most legendary, bro. Like, the most legendary. And I think he had a post immediately after he got like let go when that went public, where he's like, I'm fine. Didn't
he put like hashtag smile or some shit?
Yeah, smile or something. Like, it was super. It was like, even when you can't lose you lose, but you win. And I was like, bro, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we talking?
That was that blood.
But yo, it was phenomenal. Did you see I think I sent you the one where 50 Cent, like, I think dubbed it, and he was just like talking, like, it was like as Paul Pierce, but like talking like, yeah, bitch, pop that. Yeah. It's just like
No, I wanna watch it though. Right after.
I'll find that. Yeah, I'll find it for you, bro. It's like, yeah, bitch, pop that, drop it. Yeah, do that duty dance. Like, yeah, just the most wildest shit. But again, kudos for him. I think they already some like adult website offered like 150K to do like sports analysis. But I really think he has to have something else planned, bro, because like you don't just like. Sure. I know he probably has millions in the bank, but dude, $3 million a year to talk about basketball.
That's goals right there. Yeah.
Gold, bro.
He must have a ton of money. I mean, clearly he was pro, but that's definite. He must have fuck you money if $3 million a year or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Is like fine to just walk away from.
Has to, bro. Or he has another job like guaranteed lined up where he's gonna make close, right? A lot of people say he's gonna go to Fox Sports because Fox Sports trying to get all the ESPN guys as a fuck you to ESPN. But yeah, that shit. I saw that shit. I was like, oh my god. Like, first I'm like, is he losing his mind? But then he seems like he's not drunk or anything. Like he's just having a great fucking time. So I'm like, yo, good for him, bro. Because like he's just happy.
And it's not like somebody else, caught him slipping and had like, their camera hidden or something. Like he was front and center. Like you watch this shit and look at everything that's going on.
Yo, but the best was that like people were like in the comments, bro, I think the first video he did on IG Live, only 130 people were watching. So it's like, bro, you lost your fucking mind for 130.
That's sad.
I mean, but obviously everyone else like caught on to it. But that was phenomenal, bro. Because like I think the actual live, it was just like 130. It's like, wow. Like imagine if fucking like 6ix9ine did that shit and like 10 people were online. It's like, bro, what are we? Am I talking to myself? Like, what
right? Damn, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I'll send you.
I hope he had fun.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be fine moving forward. All right, man. Anything else you wanted to jump into before we get to some music?
No, let's do it.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I mean, I know I sent you the podcast about Andrew Schultz had someone on about like brain strength, but we can get into that. That's kind of like a more deep dive, and I don't want to rush or skim through that. All right, man. Music heat of the week. What stood out to you? I know you had 6 hours to fucking drive in a U-Haul. Did you have an aux cord? Like, were you able to listen to shit? Like, what was going on in the truck?
I did. That was like the priority.
The priority. Like, get the fucking.
I literally pulled the fuck over, and I was like, I am figuring out this aux cord situation tonight. I plugged in my phone. Maybe this is my fault for assuming that U-Hauls were modern now, but I put my USB in, and I was trying to fucking change the media button or audio button, and wasn't working. Looked for the aux cord and couldn't find it for like 20 minutes, and then finally found it and it worked. I'm like, all right, now my drive is good, because it was gonna get to the point where I was gonna have a fucking Bluetooth speaker in the passenger seat and like do that. I was
what
like,
are you gonna do for what are you gonna do for 6 hours? Yeah.
But fortunately I did come across a few really good songs. They're not all necessarily new, but the two I wanted to highlight, I don't know if you heard of Brockhampton. But I never really checked for the music. I just knew they were popular and on Spotify.
Same. I know they're well respected. Like, that's what I know. Like, I could not sing you a Brockhampton song, but I just know they're very well respected in hip hop and everything culture, because like they're super talented and stuff, right?
So this song is called "Count on Me." Super feel good, bouncy track. The chorus is like a singer. It sounds like a dope song you would want to hear blasted at like Coachella or something.
Nice. Okay.
And the first dude on the song, I kid you not, sounds identical to A$AP Rocky, to the point where like I was looking at the song credits to see if they just like didn't put them on the song listing. But overall, super dope track. So now that I like that song, I'm probably gonna see what else they have in their catalog.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, I think, an older song. It's this group called Audio Push. I believe they're from the IE, which stands for Inland Empire in California.
Okay.
And they're like really dope lyricists that I've listened to for quite some time now. But they got OT Genesis on this song for feature. It's called Thankful. This one's more of like a party track you would put on if you were throwing a house party and you wanted something dope to vibe to that wasn't too ratchet or mainstream. But I really like that track too. So those two ones have been on replay since I've been on that ride. There was actually another one by Schoolboy Q called Wild Youngster. This one is like a techno beat, which I thought was
unique for him. Yeah.
Someone randomly posted a story on Instagram, and I heard the song and saw the little tag or whatever, and Schoolboy Q was on the beat, and like he executed it flawlessly.
Nice.
So yeah, different variety of tracks that I
for
like a lot.
For the 3 songs after this, so I can to the Apple playlist for sure. Nice. Plenty of heat then. Obviously a 6-hour drive, you need to fucking listen to something. Yeah, I feel that. So mine is, I know we're trying to like focus on up and coming artists. Mine is an up and coming artist from New York. Goes by the name of Dubwork. He just dropped an EP called Up by 20. And one of my favorite songs, there's like a few, but my favorite song actually on the track called like the album title Up by 20. I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes New York rappers get like a bad rap, no pun intended, because like, I don't know, they just assume like either like they're rappity rap or it's just like the dumbest shit ever, right? Like I think when people first like saw like Fabio Foreign, like they're like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? But obviously after a while you learn to appreciate like there's actually skill in that shit. I think Dubwork is like a perfect mixture of what you think a good New York MC should sound like. I know we're pushing to get him on the podcast this month as well, so hopefully we can have a deep dive with him and like let the listeners know more about his story. But definitely check out his new EP, Up by 20, and then my heat of the week is a song itself titled the same as the album title, Up by 20 by Dubwork.
Nice. That's great to hear. I think you sent me a snippet of his work. Last week, and I was blown away. I thought he was really good. So I definitely need to check out his catalog and see what's up.
Yeah, it's good, man. And also, we need to fucking ask him because, like, yo, his numbers on like YouTube are insane. Like some of his videos have like 86,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
like,
nice.
Like how is this up and coming? Like you have arrived. Like people know.
Right?
So like I want to ask him first, like offline, like yo, what should we be doing differently? Because like what the fuck? Obviously he's super talented. I'm sure people are just passing along. But kudos to him. Hope he has much success, and hopefully we can collab this month. Let the people know more about him. That's all I got, broski. So let the people know where to catch us and what we got going on.
Yes, sir. You can find us at audio-theory.com. We're on all major streaming platforms. We have a Spotify and Apple Music playlists as well, which is where the Heat of the Week selections can be found. So definitely check those out. Share, subscribe, comment, like, donate. Do everything to help support the channel that you can and that you're comfortable with. But yeah, as far as we go, upcoming things, of course, the interview with you said Dubwork?
Dubwork, yep.
Dubwork. And then we'd like to do this at least once a month as well. So if you're an aspiring artist or creative of any sort, or just have some sort of talent or story that you want to promote to the community, preferably music related, but I think we'd be down to sit down with anyone who has something valuable to offer. Definitely hit us up, and we can work out a time and get something on the calendar.
Absolutely, man. That's what we're here for. So tell a friend. Check us out next week. Love you, my dude.
Love you too. Peace.